but the discussing it and rolling it with it forward is the turnout for the presidential will be huge again. And
If you were approved by 70-some%, you're losing the argument to me that it's a low voter turnout, because it's overwhelmingly understood by most of the residents in McClellan Township that it's a good deal, and they'll pay for it. So going through and saying, well, it's a low turnout, that's just a hollow argument. That's not going to go. It doesn't meet logic.
It means the facts. The
that's
facts.
five different people look at it five different ways.
Okay, especially with the
Yeah.
governor.
I'm bringing you all the conversation we've had.
Yeah.
I'm bringing you all the pieces of the puzzle we've talked about. I'm telling you everything we've talked to change it, stay with the wording. It is what it is. It's a special assessment. It's not a millage. If we do another millage, when we do another millage, it'll most likely pass. Like I said, everything was in motion before we even knew there was going to be a governors. There's already money.
There's always a governor's
Senate.
election.
Sorry, Senate. Sorry, Senate.
There's a-
Sorry, Senate. I was wrong. I got it. Sorry.
Well, even if you didn't use the Senate, then why not in November put the governor? Improvement.
Well, the governor's in 3 years.
No.
Four.
Yeah. We have four.
And this has already been rolled. It's already been started.
Public comment. Anybody else?
Roger Tomasi, Beaver Road. I just think the board loses a lot of credibility when you shove this thing through by yourself. You've got a dozen people up there that put a village on everybody in the township. If you're gonna tax everybody, they should all have a vote on it. And it's for the fire, I'm sure it'll go through. But to have a dozen people make a decision for everybody in the township, you're gonna lose a lot of credibility.
Yeah, just, to me, the wording of the resolutions, you're right, is a little bit vague, at least the door is open. It seems to me that that could be tightened up, could be specified, not to exceed one bill, as an example. Basically, I think the attorney's going to take direction from the board at the end of the day. I've paid the one bill, I'd like to pay the one bill for the fire protection in Colorado Township, we've paid that for years. I don't have a vote on whether you're going to be back here again next time because I voted Williams Township and I'm a property owner here. So, we are back, but to me it's, the fix
We'll leave your
here
millage
is
on the ballot and do.
stick to what the voters approved. One bill for the fire department, make that perfect, clear in the resolution. After see one bill.
Can you answer that for us?
So the language in this resolution is not what establishes the special assessment. The special assessment role, which is not this public hearing, right? There's a copy of it here. That has the one bill. So this resolution, if you think of it all as a process, it's a 4-resolution process. The first step in this, frankly, the first public hearing is generally just about should we do a special assessment? Here's what we're thinking about. This is not where we decide the amount. The actual amount is set when the special assessment role is confirmed after the second public hearing. That said, the resolutions tonight anticipate 1 mil, direct the preparation of the special assessment role, which we do already have ready in advance so we can be efficient with our time, and that has 1 mil. The final decider on the amount of the assessment is after your second public hearing, if you get there, which adopts resolution number 4, which confirms that role with that millage amount. Everything up until then is still up to the board within reason, right? We can't suddenly go out and do a road millage based on this. I mean, we're still in this universe, but you could change the duration of the years and make it shorter if you want. You could change the number of mills. The point of this public hearing is really conceptually the idea. And then again, pinning down the amount is not done and not final until that special assessment rule is confirmed after the second public hearing.
But there's nobody here at the public hearings. There's something that, I mean, there's nobody here where you vote, there's 77% of Paul is voting.
So
But there's not 77% of Paul here.
I can't speak to why people come or don't come. In my experience going to a lot of public hearings, usually the people who have a lot of questions and concerns are the ones that come. Some people might receive it and not have questions or concerns and decide not to come. Just the same way not everybody goes to vote at the ballot box, right? And it's the people who come.
I'm really old-fashioned. I kind of think that people should have the right to vote when they're being taxed on something.
Public comment, anybody else?
Not having these attorneys redraw up. Lori, Marcia, 780 South Mackinac. Why weren't these attorneys allowed to go ahead and change the verbiage, put it up for a vote? Is it because someone in this township has had issues with these attorneys, somebody on the board? With the attorneys?
I've recorded conversations with your former Neil Wilbur. That's why we're suing them, because the conversation they had with me.
That won't happen.
Rich Shepherd, township's attorney.
So you didn't delay getting it to a vote?
Public comment.
Dave Lehman, 2020 South Yard Road. I've been out of the loop for a while. I've been in the hospital for almost a month, so this is a 1 mil for a period of 3 years. And if we get a 1 mil for 3 years, how much money will that raise, according to the paper? 570,000. And that will all go to the fire department? And that's the need of the fire department, the public cost of the new truck, operating.
The needs exceed the 570. I think, Brian, you said.
It's a supplement. It helps us when
And
someone can afford a truck.
3 years, then there will be a load on it, or whether we'll do it the right way the next time, or whether it's all going to happen.
The one that was voted on, just so everybody knows, that was 6 years. The attorney also wrote that when, before it hit the ballot. So, in 3 years at the presidential election, the treasurer brought up the point that we had an outstanding voter turnout presidential election. So that was the board's consensus of, wow, let's change it to that date. 3 years presidential. I was proposing to begin with gubernatorial, but when you know the numbers that show up, it's way less. So we were looking for a supportive year so that we don't deplete the general fund.
Is this equal to the vote that was wrong? Is this the same amount?
Same amount, 1 mil, that was voted 77% favorable by the citizens. Public comment.
Why wasn't it brought up for vote? Ron Eckinger? Why wasn't this brought up before now? I mean, you've already.
You told me you'd never been to a meeting the last hearing you showed up. We talked about this stuff.
Well, I'm just asking, why was this ever not brought up 5 months ago, 6 months ago? So we could have a special election.
This has been brought up since it happened, since November. We inherited this new board of the past of what's happened. I got a call after being in office maybe 10 days from Rich Shepherd saying that he wrote the wording wrong. His secretary took Wilton Township's fire knowledge, copied it, pasted it, gave it to us. The board never caught it. So Rich Shepherd at no point talked with me about paying for an election. Now, the past board, they might know about it. I didn't know about not paying for anything. He didn't speak to me about that.
He talked about the 35th Senate seat, but he said that was going to be in November. If it was in November, everybody, it would be on our taxes in time to only lose 1 year. If we don't do this now, we lose 2 years. So that's why we're at a critical point as a board to make this decision. And very happy that you guys are here questioning. Very happy. But this has not been in the dark situation. This has been openly talked about. I think me and Charlie went and seen the lawyer who's been retained. I think that was April.
6 months ago.
So this has not been.
We actually sent out 2 flyers because of a mishap.
Yeah, and it went out in all of your taxes. I think the treasurer sent that out in all of your winter taxes to let you all know. So I think it was a yellow piece of paper that was in your taxes. It shouldn't be anything that nobody's heard for the first time. So, but we have to fix it. We need to have a solution. The 1 mil is based upon our total taxable value of the township, and our assessor gave me a document that showed $192 million in total township properties. So to take a mil, just take 3 decimal points off of that. That's how we got the $192 million millage, or $192,000 of the mill. So I didn't know, but he helped me figure that out. But I do believe in my heart this is the right decision for the people. I can tell you right now, I don't think there's a person on this board that's not proud of our fire department. Those guys are very serious and good at their jobs, and I believe all of you trust them too. But these are one of the things we get voted in for, is to make tough decisions. And there's options. If you don't like us, recall us, or don't vote for us. It's the way politics work. So I support any decisions. I support free speech about anything. All of you, whether you like me or not, thank you for coming. We all need to hear this. So, public comment.
Scott Stewart, 1515 East Pullman Road, Fraser Township. Just a clarification. Taxes, which a millage is tax deductible if you itemize. But if it's a special assessment, it's not tax deductible, like a homeowners association or anything like that. So every property owner in Buckhorn Township is going to get impacted because it's a little bit different. The other thing is that if we're going to end up selling property or buying property, it needs to be clarified for us property owners who pays the tax. Because if it's a 3-year bill, someone has to pay that bill. It doesn't necessarily mean that the person buying it is going to be responsible for it. You, the seller, are responsible for that. So that also needs to be clarified in the point of transparency. All us homeowners that are kind of doing this, if we have millage, we kind of get used to the idea, okay, what's the taxes? If it's a special assessment, that's something that's going to have to be negotiated, or you have to understand who's on the hook for it.
Good question. Laura, did you want to?
I really can't speak to what is not to tax, what's tax deductible or not tax deductible. People
I don't know.
Yeah.
Public comment.
I'm Karen Shepherd, 1440 East Beaver Road. I think all of the property owners in Buckhorn have spoken and overwhelmingly passed for this millage. We expect it to be paying this money. Now, so we're very proud of the fire department. We back them. We love this. I understand we need to cross every T and dot every I to make sure it gets there. But I think it behooves us property owners to do it in the fastest and best way possible. Because true, we can continue to fund the fire department through the general fund, but when you stop and think about it, that's general fund money that should have gone to something else. and we were prepared for it to go to the fire department. We want it to go to the fire department. We would like to use the general fund for general fund type things. So don't cut yourself short by using it both ways. We're all backing this. I think the special assessment is a great idea because we were expecting to use money to support our guys.
Thank you very much. Public comment. Public comment. One more time. Public comment. Make a motion at 7:24 to close the public hearing.
Are we going to read correspondence into public comment, because we'd always have in the past?
That's not your motion.
I'm asking that before we close the hearing.
Okay.
Because once you close it, you can't enter the public comment.
Well, do you want to withdraw your motion?
I'll withdraw my motion. I have 3 letters.
You have one, this one came in at like 4 o'clock this afternoon. We got one right here. That'll work.
Hi, Brad. I appreciate the conversation we had yesterday, and I believe now better understand your position regarding the proposed special assessment.
What's up? You just want to speak louder.
Hi, Brad. I appreciate the conversation we had yesterday, and I believe now better understand your position regarding the proposed special assessment. While it sure seems that there were opportunities for a special election earlier this year, that ship has sailed. So I will keep my comments looking forward. And I appreciate your position that the special assessment is being established solely for the funding of the fire department. As I stated, I support the fire department and the 1 mil levy that they have been historically approved overwhelmingly by the voters in Cullen Township, and most received by over a 3-to-1 margin. I did stop by the Cullen Township office late yesterday afternoon and picked up the resolution the Cullen Board of Trustees approved at the July 14th, 2025 meeting. I also requested and received a copy of the drafted resolutions that Cullen Township BOT will be considering at the public hearing on Monday. In reviewing these resolutions, I can see why the folks in Cullen Township are concerned. As currently drafted, while certainly within the scope of Act 33 of 1951, these resolutions are very broad and leave a lot of discipline. If the intent of establishing a special assessment district is solely to fund the operations and equipment of the Cullen Fire Department, as you have indicated to me, then I suggest that Resolution 2, Exhibit B, and future resolutions to establish the special assessment district should be modified to clearly state that the funding is solely for the fire department and the maximum levy of 1 mil. These resolutions will be the legislation that states specifically how the millage is supposed to be levied, and how also designs specifically how the funds